Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. This video I'd like to work on two rosemary plant to show you bonsai can be fun. It can be used for a variety of purpose. And if you know gardening, if you think you know how to do gardening or how to raise houseplants, you can do bonsai. It's easier, in fact, without implementation. The trees are very easy to keep alive, especially with our innovative bonsai pot that's patent pending. Today I thought I will do two rosemary bush for several reasons. Rosemary is a wonderful herb that's often used for cooking lamb and poultry and so forth. And you can have a little bonsai tree and you have more than what you need for rosemary for cooking. And you can see how beautiful the blue flower is in the summertime or certain time of the year. Literally, the trees are covered with blossom. It's really beautiful. And there's several things I want to demonstrate. One is how to shape the tree. I want to tell you a little bit about the characteristic of rosemary and also talk about how to make bonsai the easy way. So let me talk a little bit about rosemary. You can see this tree has very interesting curves. You can see when I started off, the tree was growing like at this angle. I was thinking more or less upright in a sense that with this up on top and this more of a cascade, semi-cascade bonsai. But then I decided to put it in this pot and make it this way. So you can see it's very versatile. And this variety is the prostrate kind. I think it's called something prostrata. And the trunk becomes very rough. Well, this one becomes very rough too, but this is a straight upright growth trees. It doesn't have much of a turn or twist. And this is often used for ground cover, where this one's often used for hedge. And both are really beautiful. This will cover with a slightly lighter blue flower. This one's actually a select variety where I get slightly more blue flowers, selected for blue flowers. So you can see the buds are coming out with tremendous amount of flowering possibility. In a few weeks, you'll be covered with flower. And the long branch coming out, you can clip off to make into bonsai. And one thing is that one characteristic of rosemary is it's very drought resistant. So if you plant it in your herb garden or as a hedge, they look beautiful. And then when you're trying to dig them up to make into bonsai, most of them would die. And the reason is that roots are very deep rooted. And when you dig it up, there's almost no roots left to feed the tree, fibrous roots. So you have to cut it back very drastically. Not only that, I suggest you to dig around it gradually, a little bit at a time, so the fibers will grow out where you cut the roots while the tree is fed by the uncut roots. And then you cut back the foliage drastically to make sure the roots are adequate to supply moisture to the rest of the branch. So for this tree, there's really not much to do, but I can think of it, we're not in Japan or Asia. This is America, I think of this, it's almost like a hanging tree. If you look at this tree, I can almost see in the Texas or Arizona plain where there's a tree growing, a lot of dead branches, grotesque branches coming out, and that's a hanging tree. And you can see that's very much that. So you can structure that way without doing much pruning because a tree growing wild can be any shape. On the other hand, you can shape it a little bit like pulling this branch down to make that the apex and all that. But, do whatever you like. And also, I personally think that a tree should not be too full, but show the characteristic of the tree. When I cut off these branches, you can see a little bit more. I'm trying to make this the apex. and this coming down. The same with this one. I think I don't want the tree to get much taller, but I want the tree to grow that direction, so I cut off these. And so it shows a little bit more of a structure of the tree. And again, it would be filling out very rapidly. One other characteristic about bonsai is that the way to think of it is that you want to have empathy towards your tree by making observation to know what's going on. So like if you compare the foliage of these two trees, because I wasn't taking good care of this tree, this was actually quite yellow at one time. And whereas this tree I like, and I've been putting in a place where I water it frequently. But as soon as I soak it in a water tub, the leaves starting to turn green. So the tree is actually talking to you to say, hey, I need water. And if you water it, you save the tree. If you don't, you're in trouble. And so to show that bonsai is really very easy if you know how to, if you have some artistic inclination, and if you like trees, you can grow any bonsai. Like this tree, right now I just took a Christmas tree. You know, they put a whole bunch of them together and then shape it in the shape of a Christmas tree. I think one little bonsai, one little Christmas tree, I got maybe 5 or 6 of these plants. And this is one of the little guys. I just put in a pot and do an outline. It's not much a shape of a tree, you know, but now if I say, I really want this to be more of a tree that I remember in my garden or in my village or in my town hall, where there's a heritage tree that, you know, comes up like this, and there's a branch going out and a little side apex. Then what I do is I just come in and clip off. And that reminds me, there's one other characteristic of this tree is that, of rosemary, is that they are very much like evergreen tree like juniper or pine and so forth. If you do not leave some green behind it, the branch will die off. So you want to keep that in mind. And now instead of just a big lump, I want this branch to come out and have a little shape of its own. And then I just cut this off. And so next time, in no time at all, in a few months, I'll have a tree that's more like a double trunk tree instead of a one upright tree. So, you know, you can see opportunity as you grow the bonsai to change the design as you see it, depending on your vision. But as I said, always have a vision in mind at one time, so that you wouldn't be surprised that, you know, like if you don't have a goal, anything you do, you know, you're getting there. But have a vision, but make continuous improvement, change your vision. You can see this tree looks a little bit different. Someday it will be more like a double trunk. Here will be or maybe triple trunk. Here will be a round-headed apex. Here will be one, and then here will be one. It will be a very nice tree that you can be proud of. It doesn't look much now, but again, you make improvement over improvement as I see the opportunity. Then you'll be happy with it in the long run. Like this tree, in fact, I will plant it a little bit more upright. You can see even that little change. Trees are very forgiving. You can do whatever you like with it. So even a little tilt could make you feel a little bit better about the tree. And that's a kind of a continuous improvement you make to make the tree look better. Look at this. You got essentially a triple trunk tree that doesn't look much again now, but you work on it again and again, it will look very nice. You'll love it. And next to your kitchen window, you can use it for cooking. So I encourage to pick up bonsai as a hobby, it's like meditation when you work on it, the focus. And you can use it for hobby. And it's really, if you're interested in houseplants, or if you're interested in gardening, you can do bonsai. What you know there can be totally applied to bonsai caring. Please click like if you think I'm informative. Subscribe to our channel and tell a friend. So with that in mind then, I thank you very much. I hope to see you next week.